Welcome back to the broadcast. So, of course, we have to talk about movies when you're here. We talked about The Conjuring and how it brought in $41 million at the box office over the weekend. But there's a smaller film that you want everybody to see.
Well, there's two little films. One of them is called The Way, Way Back, which is kind of a male version of Little Miss Sunshine. Just run to the theater and see it. It's the best little tiny movie
Steve Carell?
of the year. Steve Carell's not in this one.
Oh.
Allison Janney's in it.
Love her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Steve Carell is in it.
Oh, okay.
And he's the bad guy in it.
Oh.
And it's about a little boy, and Toni Collette's in it. It's just this beautiful little film.
Toni Collette.
By the guys that wrote and directed The Descendants last year. This little movie is I think it's the best complete film I've seen all year. All these big giant blow-up movies are out there, but this is the little thing that's good.
What's the concept?
Well, the concept is the family goes for a summer vacation, and the kid sits in the way, way, way back of the station wagon and is ignored, and he just has no identity. And Steve Carell, the boyfriend of the mom, just puts him down all the time, and he finds himself at a water park over the summer.
I don't know how I feel about Steve Carell doing a role where he's a jerk.
But he's really good in this film because he's a really good actor.
Because as long as I see Steve Carell for the rest of my life, I will picture him getting his chest waxed on 40-year-old version.
Well, we all love that.
Screaming.
And I love Steve Carell.
Kelly Clarkson, Mary Kate Ashley.
Oh my God, I love that. And then run to I think it's at the Magnolia and see 20 Feet from Stardom. This is
Okay, you were telling me about
this. This is a movie
this.
about all the great backup singers. You know, the backup singer for the Rolling Stones, a backup singer for Bruce Springsteen, Steely Dan, Mary Clayton and Darlene Love, and all these great singers that never got in. They wanted to be stars, and they're probably better than the stars, but they ended up singing backup, like on Sympathy for a Devil with the Rolling Stones. This little movie will just knock you out, and you'll hear all these songs that you've loved for years, and you start to figure out, oh my God, that's the girl.
Yeah.
And they're all still around, they're all still alive, and they're all cutting albums that didn't sell well. And it opens with Springsteen there saying, hey, I got a great band, and I know we're all famous, but the really great people in my band are these girls. And including the Rayettes with Ray Charles.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this movie is, I can't get enough of it. I can't stop thinking about it.
It reminds me of that story. What was the girl's name that was recently on The Voice? She was on Adam Levine's team, and she was actually...
Right.
She was actually...
She's in the
Judith
film.
Hill. Judith Hill.
Judith Hill,
Right,
yes. She
right.
was going to be the lead backup female singer that sang opposite of Michael Jackson right before he passed away.
She was
She sang a
rehearsing.
duet
She was rehearsing with him, and she's one of the backup singers in this movie.
Wow.
They're trying to push her to be a star, but there's a reason a lot of these, most of them females, never got up there, and plus a lot of them, they weren't writing songs for those girls. They were writing songs for the stars.
Right.
And needed somebody, but man, some of
I'm
them
eager
were
to
just,
see this.
Yes, I
I
can't
wonder
wait for
what
you
it
to
is that makes someone a star and keeps someone back here. Because like you said, many of them are more talented.
Well, I think it's
performers.
songwriting. If you're the Rolling Stones and you write a song and you need a backup singer, that song wasn't written for the backup singer. It was written for Mick, or it was written for somebody else, and so they hire the backup singers, and the backup singers can't find material that good on their own. I think that's and then a lot of it's luck.
I think some people just are born with it. Like they've just got that like X factor. It's just like that something, whether it's like personality, charisma, combination of right place, right time, a great story, a great person that has the story of how they found. I think there's so much that goes into that.
You know, if you wander into a couple of restaurants in Dallas, in the corner every once in a while, you'll see Pat Peterson, hair this big. Pat was John Mellencamp's female singer for 20 years.
Really?
Was one of the original Rayettes with Ray Charles.
Wow.
And you'll find her in Dallas every once in a while, and she's sitting in the corner and nobody knows who she is, but I do. And I just always like, that's the great Pat Peterson.
Well, and you wonder if
They're around.
if they're paid as well as the lead singers. And there was a documentary that was done about Journey. And remember when Steve Perry was no longer singing for them because he had something with his vocal cords, and they found the Asian guy
who
that
sounds
just like him.
And he's
amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
And it was such an interesting story because they basically said, we split everything. Like everybody shares in the success, in Journey's success. But I mean, they have the number one downloaded song in the history of song downloads.
I think his story is amazing because he wasn't really making any money. Then all of a sudden he's making a ton of money on tour.
Yeah.
And standing there on stage singing in front of 20,000 people.
Overnight Star.
Great.
Yeah, it's a great film. I can't remember
20 Feet from Stardom and The Way, Way Back. I'll refund your money if you don't like it.
Oh,
I will.
You heard it here first,
Call
ladies
me.
and gentlemen.
Call me.
I love when you throw that out there.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.